have an ounce. It's only worth it if you work for it. It's only worth it if you work for it. I won't stop till they hear me now. I won't stop till I wear the crown. I'm just telling you to fight for your dreams, but it's not what it seems. Man, it's hard to be seen when everybody wants to be king. Yeah, they all want to ring. Yeah, we all want to be free.
We got our 53-man roster, and we know who's on the team. We know who's not on the team. We're going to break it all down for you, what it means, and doesn't necessarily mean this is the 53 going all the way forward. It's the initial 53. We're going to see some players get released, and Lions probably pick up some waiver wire players. Stuff like that is going to occur. We got a good one for you today. We're going to have more than one guest on. Right now, I got my guy, Lions Rumble. What's going on, man?
What's up, Micro Mike, man? Thank you for having me. What's up, Lion Nation Unite?
Hey, we appreciate it. Man, tell these folks to smash that like button really quick.
Yeah, smash that like button one time. If not for me, for Mike.
Definitely smash it. We're gonna have Antonio Hightower on here and my guy Anthony from Roar Lions UK. As soon as they get on, they're gonna jump in. We're just waiting for the 53, so it's kind of like there's no special time for it. As soon as we get it, they'll come on, and as soon as they're available, we're gonna talk to those guys on their initial 53-man roster. Right now in the comment section, 1 through 100, 1 being the worst roster, 100 being the best roster. Grade this roster. 1 suck, 100 perfect. 80 if you're like, hey, maybe a B-rated roster. Let me know in the comment section what your number is right now. Right now, I'll go with 78. I'm going to just go put 70. Holy hell, I didn't even know, Lions Rumble, you did that. I just did that on my own, and we did the exact same number right there. So, what a weird coincidence. Lions Rumble. A cut was done yesterday because we only got 2 quarterbacks on the roster. If you don't know, the Lions got Jarrad Goff and David Blough. 1 quarterback was cut. Tim Boyle. Thoughts on Tim Boyle being cut?
I'm not surprised. I think we fell in love with his arm strength, but unfortunately, that came with a decrease in his accuracy, and he just didn't look comfortable behind the O-line or behind the center this preseason. And I think he was probably I think I said this the last stream. I think he was probably responsible for some of those guys getting cut because they just couldn't make a play. He didn't allow them to make a play with some of the throws he tossed their way. So I'm not surprised by that at all. I know he's a Green Bay, QB, and he's not Aaron Rodgers though. So
I'm happy Tim Boyle's gone. And from a roster standpoint, and where standpoint just to come from Matt Patricia, not from a personal. Like, I'm sure he's a nice guy. I wish him nothing but the best, but he's not an NFL caliber quarterback in this league. He's not a number 2. He's not a number 3. What he needs to do is go to the XFL or go to the USFL and work on his game, because this guy was awful in the NFL. Absolute booty cheeks. Now, David Blough, to me, is not the greatest thing since sliced bread, but we got a guy with us right now. I'm happy. Anthony, my guy, just made it in here. Let's get Anthony, Roar Lions UK. What's up, Anthony? And I'm going to fix you real quick.
Hey, Mike. How Rumble? How's things?
Hey, Anthony.
Anthony.
Great. How are you, man?
Thoughts?
I'm doing good, thanks.
Just right off rip of the Lions roster.
You know what? I know this is a day where there's some sadness, there's some happiness. Some of your favorite players make the team, some of your favorite players don't. But at the end of the day, it's the excitement. The 53 has been announced. This is our team for the year. Let's go out and back them. I trust Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes to have made the right decisions for this franchise. So, yeah, I'm just excited now that the team's popping and ready to go. I'm looking forward to Lions football again so much. We're just a few weeks away.
Tim Boyle's cut yesterday, Anthony. Thoughts?
Well, one of them was going to go. I mean, at the end of the day, like I say, I don't agree with everyone who's in the 53, but, from people who are around me, even guys on my own podcast, they, say that Blough does play an instrumental role in this team when it comes to the preparation of Jared Goff or the clipboard stuff, etc. So, you know what? I'm willing to take their advice on it. I'm willing to believe them that that's the thing with it. So, hey ho. Let's do it. Jared Goff is the starter. Hopefully stays fit all season. Hopefully Blough can coach him and train him well during the season. But yeah, like I say, he's on the 53, so he has my full 100% support now. It's a shame for Boyle, but one of them had to go.
Yeah, one of them had to go. And I gave you a shout out on Twitter. I don't know if you've seen it, because there's one man that you talked about was going to make this roster, and it is, you said it from the beginning, way before training camp even started. And he proved it by making the roster. That's Demetrius Taylor. Edge rusher, undrafted guy. Brag right now and talk about what he brings to this team.
I'm not going to brag because, I said, I also believed very highly in Josh Johnson when he came out the wide receiver, and he got cut weeks ago with an injury designation. It doesn't work all the time, but I'm just absolutely delighted for Demetrius Taylor. He's faced a long and tough road to get to this point. He's faced a lot of adversity. He's come out through the draft. He's an unfree agent. He's come out the Sun Belt, not the greatest of conferences in there. People just write him off thinking, he's not going to make this team, but you've got to look at the player. You've got to look how he plays. You've got to look what he brings to the table. And if you do that with Demetrius Taylor, you take a look at the way he plays, the versatility he has. He plays all the way from nose tackle out to 5 tech. And it's not just he's a jack of all trades that does okay at all those positions. He's a legit run stuffer, big guy in the middle of the pack who can stop these bulldozing running backs. He can move off the edge. He has a good pass rushing arsenal. He can go one-on-one with these guards on the offensive line, and he's made to cause havoc. He had such great production at Appalachian State, and you just saw with the versatility and the level of play that he brings, he's different to a lot of other undrafted free agents. He's just got that drive, and he's got that dog in him. And I know it's like kind of a cliche thing to say, but, I just can't say how happy I am for him. I'm absolutely friggin' delighted. I think he's going to be like Penasini in his first year. You might not see him a lot to start with, but you'll get some reps in the interior. He's going to get the trust in there a little bit more, and week by week by week, his snap count will go up. The level of trust will go up, and we will have a very solid guy on our defensive line there. I'm just absolutely delighted for Demetrius Taylor. People are going to love him really quickly.
I'll be really delighted if we get to 50 likes. Right now we're at 37 with 81 in the building. Why my guy Anthony is drinking some drink right there. So let's get to 50
I've just
likes.
Finished work, so.
Yeah, he just finished work. He's working hard. He's working real hard over there. His hours are intense. Lions Rumble. Interesting move at running back. We got 4 running backs, and it's Jamar Jefferson over Justin Jackson. What do you think made Jamar get it over him? What does he bring to the Lions running back position?
Again, this is another one of the I'm going to start calling Anthony the Nostradamus of the Detroit Lions. He addressed this last post that we had. He's a bigger back. He can block. He does things that the other running backs aren't too good at. And credited to him, he knew what the team was looking for. And I think he went out there and addressed any issues, any negativity that he had in his game. I think he addressed those. Anthony, again, was spot on with this. His pro read, he looks good. His form looks good. And he's not afraid to get in there and mix it up with those interior linemen or defensive ends. He'll go in there and lay his body out on the line to protect his quarterback. So I think those are things that Dan Campbell and them stressed upon, the first time that they last season. Even with the wide receivers, if you don't block, you're not on this team. So I think a credit to him, he did all those little things that, we might overlook as fans. But, hey, the better man won that position, in my opinion.
What do you think about Jamar Jefferson over Justin Jackson and Godwin Igwebuike there, Anthony?
Well, anyone who watches our podcast knows just how big a fan of Jamar Jefferson that I am. I'm kind of more of a stan of his, really. But for me, people just get too easily sucked in on the running back things by them running the ball. And I know it's a big part of the game, and I know Jamar's not done it great this preseason, but I mean, he racked off a 30-yard run the other day when we were third and stupid long and got us a first down. You can see what he brings to the table when he gets some running lanes to work with, when he gets a little bit to work with. I did his college tape review for our podcast when he came out of college, and the guy's vision is tremendous for a small. He's on the smaller side of a back, so he needs to have the vision to be able to hit the gaps, to be able to stay away from contact. You saw on that large run the other day, he made 2 or 3 guys miss as he was going. But the one big problem he had coming out of college, which I highlighted, was the pass protection. It was not very good. Again, because he's small back there. But you've seen in preseason, he was the best pass protecting run back that we had, and it means a lot. And I know I've been very sort of strong on this on our Twitter, and people going, well, can't just be on the blocking side, but he has all the makings of a really good running back in this league. You saw last year 2 touchdowns on his first 5 touches in the league. He gets injured against the Seahawks, which derails his progress. But this is a guy you've invested capital into. He has what you need to be a running back. He has the vision. He has the change of pace. He has all that you need there. And now he's got the pass protection with him as well to be able to take that step forward. You keep him and you carry on developing him into a back here. Now, I know people are upset with Godwin. He fumbled his chance away last year. He cost us in some big game situations. That's his own fault. So I've no sympathy for him there. And Justin Jackson, you know what? I have a lot of sympathy for Justin Jackson. I thought he came in, did his job well, ran the ball well, but, the Lions coaching staff agree with what I see. They see all the makings of what you need there to get a very good running back at the NFL level out of Jamar, and they're willing to put more time into bringing it all together into one game. Don't forget, Jamar doesn't run behind the first choice offensive line very often. He's behind the seconds. We've got the rubbish tackles and that in there. So, I think he's going to prove people wrong. I'm happy he's still proving people wrong. And I'm a bit disappointed with all the people who've gone and just straight out singled him out after these lists were released. Let's be happy for this 53. Let's back this 53. Let's not single guys out because your favourite player got cut. I just think the overreaction to him's been terrible, and he will prove people wrong.
We got Antonio Hightower in this mug. How you doing, man?
Can you hear me, Mike?
Oh, I can hear you.
Oh, okay, great. I couldn't find my headphones, so
Can you speak a little bit louder, though?
Okay.
There we go. Perfect, man. Yeah, better. What's your initial thoughts of the 53, man?
It's interesting. Today's been a real interesting day. Around the NFL. I mean, me and y'all was me and Ted was talking about it earlier on Voxer, but there's a lot of talent. There's a lot of talent going around. There's a whole lot of talent. There's a lot more talent that I would be. There's a lot of draft picks from other teams who got cut this year. But as far as our team, nobody in particular I can really think of. Benson getting waived is, I mean, it's interesting after what happened last year. I kind of expected it. I didn't understand the move at the time. I still kind of don't now. I don't think he's the worst player, but I just don't think it was the right move for us. Cornell being gone is kind of sad. Just seeing a lot of older guys, part of previous regimes. Also, we got to bring up Boyle. Boyle's gone. When I heard it, at first I thought it was a rumor. Then I logged on, and I swear I heard somebody say that it wasn't true. And then I saw it again. I was like, is this fake or is this real? And it's real. So I guess Blough's our only backup now. I don't know how I feel about that. I'd rather us, try to go get a, Carson Strong maybe just somebody with maybe a little bit of potential. Because honestly, if we go to our backup, we're probably not going to really win anyway. You might as well try to get some guy with potential. Because I mean, if you go to Blough, you're not winning really. So you might as well try to go get some guys with some potential. We didn't really lose anybody in particular that I really need to bring up. There's a few guys that I saw cut. I would like us to go pick up. I mean, of course, we was talking about this earlier. Leatherwood from the Raiders. Thought he was overdrafted. Thought he was overrated. Never saw him as a first round prospect. But the same token, I mean, he's talented, and we don't really have any backup guards or really tackles to be highly praised about. So I'd love to see try to add him, you know, just to help a little bit with more the future of this team. Even if he's not that good right now, you could probably try to develop him and see if he could be an integral part of your team. If he can't, then you just cut him. I mean, it's not really any risk involved with a guy like him. I would like to see us go get a guy like Tyreek Gillespie. I really liked him coming out of the draft last year. A lot of people did. Versatile safety, can pretty much do anything you need him to do. And our safety room isn't, it's not the worst anymore, but it's not that great. And I would just like to add a talent like him to the room. Guys like him. Who's another guy? I like us to take a shot at Renell Wren. You know, guy who went from Cincinnati to the Jaguars. No, he went from Cincinnati to somebody just got recently cut. I try to go at somebody like him, maybe a Wyatt Davis. I was just talking about Leatherwood. If he falls through, maybe try to get a Wyatt Davis. I'm
What do you think?
really,
Hey,
hoping. Hmm?
what what do you think about the Lions going 5 wide receivers? So we got Shark, Reynolds, St. Brown, Khalif Raymond, Quintez Cephas instead of doing 6. What do you think about doing 5?
Um, I'm pretty fine with it. I'm okay. I don't think I don't think there was anybody who needed to stay who didn't get cut out of the 6. I mean, maybe talking about Benjamin Pimpleton, but I'm pretty okay with us going 5. Um, is yeah, I'm pretty okay with us going 5 at the moment.
Anthony, what do you think about doing 5 wide receivers? Obviously, we got Tom Kennedy make it. Trini Benson didn't make the roster. What do you think about that?
I think that we're going to see a lot of guys return to the practice squad. So, I mean, Pimpleton may well be back, Kennedy may well be back. So I think there's a concerted plan here. Maybe they've had a look and thought, you know what, we can get enough of these guys back on the practice squad. So we'll go less there so we can carry few in another direction. But I like the 5 who've made it. I'm glad Cephas has made it and put to bed all this nonsense about the likes of Tom Kennedy and whatnot beating him out. There was never any chance of that happening. I'm glad for him. So, it's a good wide receiver core. And when you add Jameson Williams back into it, it's going to be really good. So I'm happy with it. And like I said, I think there'll be a plan in place because practice squads, I believe, go up to 14 men this season. So you can hold a lot more. So it gives you a bit more flexibility when it comes to announcing your initial 53. If you think you can get enough of them back there, then get them on the practice squad, get them protected. Technically, you're carrying a bigger squad then.
I'm fine with it, with going 5 wide receivers. Like you're saying, you could put a wide receiver on the practice squad if you need to bring one up. Perfectly fine. Not a big issue. It's not like the number 6 guy was going to be having a big impact for the Lions. That's just not going to be the case. Maybe they want to go extra linemen, which they did with Logan Stenberg. Totally get it. Just have the best 53 regardless of position. What do you think about that, Rumble? Going 5 receivers, Trinity Benson not on this team, Tom Kennedy not on this team.
Yeah, again, I think to you guys' points, man, all you guys make great points. And, again, the key word here is versatility, right? So some of those guys can potentially run some of our kick returns back, punt returns, whatever it may be. And also we have such an eclectic group of wide receivers, man. Even Amon-Ra is a red zone threat. And some of these guys have the ability to give you that yard after catch, those yards after catch, And I just can't wait to see what Ben Johnson does with this offense. Again, you have a couple of receiving backs, you have a couple of receiving threats in your tight ends. So I wouldn't be surprised if Goff isn't getting 40 plus throws a game if he's not letting that thing rip at times. Now, mind you, I do want us to be very productive as far as through the air because it's going to make it easier for the for the running backs. So I'm okay with it, man. Like let's bring all our toys out there and let them run their routes and do their thing, man.
Tight ends, not a surprise. You don't really need to go over it. We went 4 tight ends: James Mitchell, Zane Gilstra, Brock Wright, and T.J. Hawkinson. We went extra offensive lineman guard. So Tommy Kramer and Logan Stenberg will be in there, including Evan Brown. Now, I know that Antonio Hightower says, why don't we look at Leatherwood? Would you make a claim for Leatherwood? If so, who would you kick off for that, Antonio Hightower?
I guess maybe Kramer. I don't know. It's tough with a guy like him. I would try to make a claim. Honestly, depending on how stuff go, I mean, you might be able to just stick him on the practice squad. I don't know how well that would work. But if I had to, choose one, because I already know what Evan Brown can do in the NFL. I guess I would choose Kramer if we were to put in a claim for him. I guess I would choose Tommy Kramer.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, well, we'll see. Don't really know what's going to happen. I think we're definitely going to have some claims in there for sure. Interior defensive line, we talked about Demetrius Taylor. I love how we got John Kaminsky as an edge rusher. So him, Austin Bryant, Charles Harris, Aiden Hutchinson, they're going to be ridiculous. And they kept Julian Akwara. What do you think about that there, Anthony? Because I was with you. I'm like, I don't know about this guy.
Well, I guess, like I say, anyone who's made the 53, I'll back them here. Personally, it wouldn't have been my call, but it's only his 3rd year. He did show promise towards the end of last season, so providing he can stay healthy and contribute this year, then fine. But I mean, if this is sort of like misses another half a season here and is inconsistent again, then he's first out the door next year. So, there must be a reason they've kept him. It's a shame Houston didn't make it. I was disappointed Houston did not make it. I hope to see him back on the practice squad. But, it's a good group of guys. Again, it's a position, especially the edge group, it's a lot better than last season. The interior defensive line, when Pascal and Levi are back, will be a lot better than last year. So we're making progress, which is the thing you want. These units are getting better. We've got a lot of young talent, young developing talent at these positions, and they're going to continue to get better. So, yeah, I'm happy overall.
All right, man. All right. What do you think about the Lions keeping Juju Hughes safety as well as Chase Lucas cornerback on this team, Rumble?
Oh man, we love Chase Lucas. I'm pretty sure I'm not the only guy who was so hyped during his preseason debut. He had the one game where he could have potentially intercepted the ball and got it back to us, but again, bright lights. Like he's not waiting for the play to come to him. He's going to make the play. He's showing good signs of being anticipating where the ball's going to be, looking at the QB, all those things that you want your cornerback to do, whipping his head around. And just being alert at all times on the field. And he's one of those guys who, if he's not making a play, he's running over to where the play is, and he's just I see his jersey name and number very often throughout this preseason, and I think that's what kind of got him that nod. And I'm hoping that transitions to the regular season because he is that guy. You could tell he's hungry, he's young, he has so much joy playing the game. And I think he's going to be very, very underrated for us. And I hope other teams are looking at him as an underrated as well, and they throw to him, so he can, have a list full of footballs that he's picked this season.
All right, now we talked about the Ross. Let's talk about players who the Lions could claim potentially, because there is a ton of talent that was released by the rest of the NFL. A ton. I was talking to Antonio Hightower all day We're talking about this player got released. This player got released. Antonio Hightower. A lot of good quarterbacks now on the market. A lot of good ones. You know, and we need, I would not mind at all, Hightower, to pick up another quarterback. What are some quarterbacks out there the Lions could take a look at? Man, good one. Yep, real good. I can't hear you, dog. He's having issues. So, what about you, Anthony? Quarterbacks on the market.
You know, I've not really seen that many on there. At this point, I think there's a lot of other positions I'd focus on first. I still want to focus on offensive tackle. You know, we need a tackle like something wrong, especially since we cut up Eze. You know, we really need position. We really need depth at offensive tackle. We need help at safety. I've seen, you know, Anthony Harris has gone from the Eagles. We should be the first people putting in a claim for him there. You know, there's a few other safeties I've seen on the market as well I go after. And, you know, like I say, linebacker, maybe can we find a little bit in there as well? So, you know, I'm targeting all those three over quarterbacks at the moment. I think I'm just prepared to accept. Hopefully Goff is going to be the guy this year. If there is another guy out there, then fine. But there's not one I've really seen so far that it's worth the trouble of, you know, moving, you know, getting rid of Blough and all that it brings. So, yeah,
I'd take a spot on Cooper Rush. Webb was released from the Giants. I'd take a look at that. I think there's some better quarterbacks out there the Lions could take a look at. I think you could put a waiver claim on. I think that would help the future out. Blough's okay. He's
I'd pick up Carson Strong and redshirt him. And
yeah, for sure. I do that
as a development for the future because he needs a year off to let his knee heal. But if you let his knee heal properly and you long-term invest in him, then, you know, one, you've taken a shot at next year already, which will be good depending on what happens. So I'd try and get him, stash him on the practice squad and protect him. But as for the top two, then I'm not sure.
Rumble, what about you, man? There's some player out there, some QBs out there.
Yeah, I like the Jets QB they just released, Chris Streveler. I think he's from the CFL. He was a Grey Cup champion, 27 years old. The guy's built like a tight end, mobile, very strong arm. He's got touch, and he's just very passionate. He looks like a Dan Campbell guy. He exuberates, like he's very just like animated, and he was out there fist pumping and just, you know, he led the Jets to a game-winning drive this last preseason game, and I really think he's a Dan Campbell guy. He's going to fit in with this whole culture that Detroit's trying to build. So I think that guy, he's young enough but old enough to know, you know, how to read defenses. Like again, 27 years old, very mobile, very strong arm, and he's going to be cheap, man. He was let go, so. That's one guy I'm looking at. And then to Anthony's point, Carson Strong, if that's how they want to take it, then, you know, again, we already know he's not going to be playing per se. But I think that kid can give Blough a run for his money. I think that the 27-year-old from the CFL is the dude's game ready. I like him.
Linebackers. I think we can pick up a linebacker, Anthony. Throw some names out there that the Lions could put a waiver claim on that hit the open market. It's a position I think we can upgrade for sure. And right now, if you look at the linebackers who we have on the team, Josh Woods is at the very bottom. I think we could upgrade that spot.
We do. Like I said, I've not really been able to look at the other teams so far today in terms of who's gone yet. So I don't know. Is there a list of linebackers on there at the minute? I mean, like I said, I saw Harris, the safety from Philly, but outside of that, I don't really have much at the minute for names. But I would still be looking.
Looking for all talent is humanly possible. That's what we got to do here. Linebacker for sure. Got to get help there. What about offensive tackle too? We do. Are you 100% sold on Nelson being the left-right tackle, swing tackle for us there? Anthony, give your thoughts on that one.
No, we need to upgrade, and we need to upgrade now. I mean, Nelson's all right as the sixth guy. He's all right in a in a situation where you bring him in for a few snaps to cover, he's all right as a backup. But if one of your main tackles goes down, then, he's nowhere near good enough for what we need. We need a viable swing tackle option behind the two guys up front, to give us depth on that line. Because we saw at the start of last year, when Decker was out, all the pressure on Goff came through the right-hand side of that line, through Matt Nelson. And, it's, like I say, it tells all the time. You've got to try and improve there. Like I say, you need a verifiable third tackle in there, and then you can bring Nelson in for the jumbo formations, for the odd snap here and there. But he shouldn't be seeing serious game time as a backup playing as a first teamer. So, they seriously need to be exploring the list for tackles here. I guess for me, on the offense, it's certainly the most critical position we need to be looking for this season. So, yeah, I hope they go out and they're able to find somebody. There's a few down. I wouldn't touch Leatherwood, though. He's absolutely awful. Said he was coming out of college. We all laughed when the Raiders took him so far up in the draft, 16, 17, whatever. It was absolutely ridiculous. There were much better options behind him there. And you see her even in preseason, he just gets rinsed week in, week out all the time. I mean, I know one who did get released, the swing from the Colts, Ryan Van Der Mark. I was big on him in this draft cycle. He's only just come out this year. Probably a developmental tackle in there, but he's one I'd certainly look to try and get in and develop with the thought of putting in this team in the long run. Because UConn were a rubbish team at college level last year, but he was actually really good. He played left tackle there for years. He's an absolute mauler. Big guy, really good in the run game. You could probably bring him in for a few situational running reps to begin with. I mean, obviously you saw when the Lions played him, he got rinsed a few times on pass pro, needs to work on that, but you stash him away, you build him up, and you get someone to come in long term here. That's the hope I had for Eze, that we would maybe stash him, develop him. You've got to have a plan in place. At some point, you have to upgrade on Nelson, or you have to have a long-term plan developing someone in the practice squad to come and take his position. So I wouldn't say no to RVD.
Are you back in the building there, Antonio Hightower? I don't know what's going on with him. Must lost some audio or something. For sure. Folks, if you got questions, throw it in the comment section. Let's go ahead and kind of do like an impromptu mailbag segment. I'm sure there's plenty of questions about picking up players, this, that, and the other. So go ahead and throw it in the comment section. Yeah, I like this time. And there's going to be a lot of questions out there. You got to put hashtag in this bad boy to get this thing going. Put a hashtag so we know what is going on. And as Lion Rumble big in the middle here, he's looking giant. I got to make him a little bit smaller, or he got to sit back. I don't know. But he is.
Oh, yeah, my fault.
There we go. Now he's back to kind of a normal size. He was looking crazy up in there, scaring the hell out of me. He needed to be offensive lineman with that big body up in this mug. Levi is on the active roster. He is not placed on IR or anything that. So who do you guys think is going to be returning kicks this year? That's an interesting question. Who do you think could be returning kicks, Anthony?
Surely it'll be Raymond.
I guess you could do a Raymond.
That's what he was bought in for. He was bought in to return kicks and punts. So, let's get our money's worth out of him because...
What about Jamar Jefferson? You think he could do it too?
I mean, possibly. It's not something I've really seen him do much at college. I don't know if he did a lot of it at Oregon State, but he could do. He's obviously done something on special teams to impress them. I know his tackling on special teams has been really good. The enthusiasm and energy is there. So maybe, but I would expect it to be Raymond. We're paying him good money. Get him out there. Get your money's worth out of him.
Yeah. Why is this not working? Let me see something real quick. There was a question here, but I got that's the reason why. Okay, let me get this straight. I don't know why it does this every once in a while. LNU. And just let me get this one real quick. It is LNU. I don't know why it did that. I gotta freaking screw this thing up. There we go.
I think those two are prime guys to be running things back. It's going to be by committee too, because that might be some of the only touches they get in a game. Period. So yeah, I think I'm okay with those two guys returning things.
Thoughts on keeping Jamar over some of the other options? I know Anthony's perfectly fine with it. He likes him. I know that Rumble's fine with it. I wanted Justin Jackson there. That's my personal preference. But, we got to deal with Jamar. So it is what it is. But I kind of wanted Justin Jackson there. But it's RB4. Would you rather get a backup quarterback or a new linebacker off the cut list? How about both? I'd love to get a both. You don't have to just settle. I'll go both. I think that'd be something that we could do there.
We've got second pick on everybody, so.
Yeah, so why not? You can pick up some spots. When is the 53 roster official? It's official right now until they release another person and pick up a waiver wire. So right now it's official. You just got to understand that there's going to be a couple players that are on it right now that probably won't be on it by tomorrow or the next day. It's a fluid situation, so it is right there. Let's see here. Would rather get I said both of that, smash the hole to get Sue back. I would love smashing the hole. How much money did figure into cuts? If all, doesn't seem like it really fit really in anything. I mean, you had Will Harris who made the roster. He cost, I think, $3 million. Then you had Tim Boyle who cost, I think, 1.5, near $2 million. So I don't think it really came into anything.
Yeah, you charge that to the game. It wasn't much.
Yeah.
You charge that to the game.
And draft picks didn't come into it either because Benson's gone.
Yeah.
So draft picks didn't come into it either.
So I think it was just what they thought was the best. That's pretty much what it. Are you shocked we kept Jefferson over Jackson? I'm not shocked. I'm just about it. I like Jackson more, but the two panel on here, they wanted Jamar. Do you think we claim? I don't know if we claim Cooper Rush. I want to claim him. Thoughts on this one, Anthony? Would you claim Cooper Rush? I'm all for it.
Well, Dan Campbell already said it. If you can get an obvious upgrade at any position on the 53-man roster, then you'll put in a claim for him. So really only he can answer that. If they feel that Cooper Rush is a better option than David Blough, then they'll go for him. If not, then they won't. So again, I don't really know enough about Cooper Rush. I'm not just going to, because he's played on another team. We've only seen limited bits of him. I would be lying if I said he was an outright upgrade over David Blough because I just haven't seen enough tape to confirm that. So I can't.
I think he'd be an upgrade over David Blough. I've seen more than nothing on him. I would do it. There's a couple quarterbacks that are on this waiver wire the Lions could pick up, and it could be a situation. Maybe they just want to go young and have a developmental young guy, and so they pass on a Cooper Rush for that. I know he's young, but maybe they want to go younger. Maybe then, you know what I'm saying? They could go Carson Strong, who's a rookie this year type of thing, or they can go with Kellen Mond, who was drafted last year by the Minnesota Vikings in the 3rd round. So it just depends what they want. I hope they do go quarterback, though, at some point. Mike, would you be open to signing Zeke next year on a value contract if Swift doesn't work out? No, I'm not wanting to sign Ezekiel Elliott. If Swift don't work out, just draft. Just draft a guy. What do you guys think? What do you think about that one, Rumble?
Yeah, I don't want Zeke unless it's Isaiah Thomas. But no, I don't want Ezekiel Elliott. I think he's going to be. I think they're going to just run him ragged. I don't think he has much left in the tank, man. He's aging, and I think Swift brings the noise this year. I think he brings it this year behind this O line, man. I think we're going to be shocked to see some of these players take the next step because we know the talent's there. We just have to sit back and be patient. Again, Rome was not built in one day, 1 week, 1 month, 1 year. So let's pump our brakes as far as, bringing in Ezekiel Elliott.
What do you think about Elliott there, Anthony?
I wouldn't do it simply because you're going to have to pay him a decent amount of money. I'm with you, Mike. I'd sooner draft someone. I can already think of half a dozen running backs coming through college this year that I'd sooner draft over him, because we're going to need the money we have next year to upgrade at more valuable positions, let's say. So, I don't think Swift's going to get cut next year, even if he does bad. You still ride out that contract. Draft someone. There's some good running backs coming through this year, and you don't have to pay them, 6, 7, 8 million a year for the privilege. So I personally would not do that.
Do you think Levi goes to IR after so he can come in 4 weeks? It's possible they could do that. It seems like it's a possibility. Again, we don't really know the extent of what's going on with Levi. That's the issue. We just know that it's a hip and a back. That's really it. So, that's yet to be seen. Yet to be seen. But we'll find out here soon enough what goes on with Levi Onwuzurike. But I'm concerned. I know Anthony's concerned. A lot of people's concerned about Levi Onwuzurike. How can I get my TB12 jersey now? Well, you can actually just order it on DetroitLions.com, and you can have a special-made jersey. You can always do it. Hashtag FGB. This may not be Detroit question, but do you think this is going to be Brady's and Rodgers' last season? Brady's last season, yes. Rodgers, no. I don't, not at all.
Have you seen his cap hit? It's like 90 million dead for them to get rid of him next year.
Yeah.
And about 80 million. He's tied there for the next 3 years now. If you've seen his cap hits, he ain't going nowhere for 3 years.
Who do we cut when Williams comes off IR? Maybe like a Juju Hughes or something like that. Again, we're sitting there right now at 5 wide receivers. Probably the idea was when he comes back, we'll have 6. I don't see them cutting Quintez Cephas.
He's not going to be back till the bye, so things could change by then. Someone could be injured who we could waive. I think it's, this is a long time in the future yet, so I think it's very impossible to say who'd move at the minute.
Are you going to be pissed when Kennedy slashes us next year on the Bears or Packers?
Yeah, I'm going to be pissed because I'll have drunk about 50 beers and I'll be hallucinating.
Oh man. No, Bears ain't going to be slashing us.
No, I think we I don't think he's going to be in the NFC North. I think he's going to be somewhere else. I think he's going to be on a team like freaking Tampa Bay or something weird like that. I think one of those teams picks him up, man. A team that's kind of already there, but they just need a guy who's going to, give them a special play or two throughout the season.
Yeah. How do you feel about Trace McSorley? Would you add him to the QB? Was he? I don't know if he was released. I think he could have been. He was? Okay.
He was.
Why the hell not? Why the hell not? I did not see that one, but why the hell not? Y'all know me, man. Right now, I'll take Abraham Lincoln, George Washington. I'll take anybody at quarterback right now. That is my thoughts. What about quarterback next year? Would be open to Kirk Cousins coming back to Michigan. He has grit. He's going to be a Viking next year. He didn't he do a contract extension this year, like two years, I think so. So he'll be still a Minnesota Viking. And if the Lions are going to get a new quarterback, it's going to be in the draft. Just get there's no reason to really do anything else. Go to the draft, get your guy if that's the route you're going to go. Mike, is you good with the safeties we got back there? Who out there can help the room? I'm fine with the safeties that we got right now. They actually went one more initially than I thought they were going to go. I didn't think Juju Hughes would make the roster. I thought they would just go with 4. But Futu, Kirby, Elliott, and Tracy Walker, I'm fine with right now. They could definitely pick up a safety off waivers if they feel that there's somebody better. I didn't really see all the safeties that was released. But if they feel the one that there's better, then why the hell not? Again, I think a Juju Hughes, that could be a spot that he's probably not there full. That's just my thought. Maybe they're only going to keep 5 receivers because Williams coming back sooner, playing it close. He's not going to come back sooner. Won't be playing for the first 4 weeks. That's guaranteed because he got placed on the injury list. I think he'll come back after the bye week. That's just my initial thoughts. Let's see. Duncan Dixie Coffee, do you think we claim a quarterback and put Blough on the next rocket into space? Do you think, Rumble, that we claim a quarterback and put Blough on a rocket into space, maybe hit Mars or something?
I think Blough is safe. To you guys' points, I think he's safe only because he's familiar with the team. He's familiar with what they're looking for. I just think he needs to have that confidence. I think he's his own worst enemy right now. It's like he knows the playbook. I've seen glimpses of greatness. Now, I don't want to say greatness, but I've seen glimpses of him just showing good footwork, moving around that pocket and letting it rip. But I don't think they cut him because he's already familiar with the team. He's been there a couple of years now, and he's just a rah guy right now. And you know, I think we need to add to that QB room though. I do believe that, but I think he's safe this season. I think they just showed it right now by releasing Boyle. So
we'll see. We'll see. I guess we'll see it on Hard Knocks tonight too. Well, we won't see that. That'll probably be on the final episode. Just think, because if it happened yesterday, then it would probably be the next upcoming episode. Do you think, Anthony, that Blough is on a rocket to outer space?
No, I think they've settled with him now, and that'll be that. As you know, as much as I would like to bring another guy in, I think they've settled on him. So Campbell said he'd seen clarity on the issue. So I don't expect to. Like I say, there are at least 3 other positions I would be targeting more seriously right now. You know, offensive tackle, linebacker, and safety. And I would be doing everything to bring Anthony Harris to Detroit right now. I really, really would. That safety room is upgraded with him. And plus, it means that you can let Kirby Joseph develop with rotational snaps, not first-team snaps like he needs. Got to bring someone else in and protect him, because if you do the same as what you do with Okudah, put him in too early, get him burned too many times, knock his confidence, and it's a long road back. So, yeah, Anthony Harris needs to be number 1 priority right now.
Hashtag FGB. Do you think Okudah is gone next year if he gets injured again?
Yeah.
I agree. What do you think, Rumble? Do you agree?
Yeah, that's it's the nature of the game, man. It's a pick that this regime, they didn't pick him, and I think they've done everything in their power to keep the guys who were here, in the previous regimes, just so that they can, they feel like they don't have to worry about them so much per se, and they're already a staple in the team in the city. But yeah, if he's injured again, then you can't hold a roster spot for somebody who's only given you a handful of games in a 3-4 year span. It's just not possible.
Let's just say, though, Okudah's played well, especially at last game. So huge shout out to Jeffrey Okudah.
Oh yeah,
I'm super excited. If he stays healthy, I'm excited what he could do this year. I am rooting for him big time. This is not no hate Okudah stream. I'm not doing it, man. I'm rooting for the guy, 3rd overall pick. We need this guy to step up in a big way. In preseason, he looked good. So hopefully that can continue and him just grow. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not on this. We'll just get rid of him just to get rid of him. But if he's injured, there's an issue there where I'm tired of the injuries. I know Anthony is tired of injuries. I'm just fed up. I'm with you. Like, if you're an injured player, get the hell off this team. We need to have players that we can depend on. I'm tired of the Levi Onwuzurike hands. I'm tired of the Deshaun hands. I'm tired of just constantly not playing because you're injured 24-7, man. Get on the field and play. I say stay out of the draft a high quarterback next year and let him learn a season or 2 behind Goff. I'm fine with that. If they're to take a quarterback, they feel Jared Goff's not the guy. You draft a quarterback, let him sit behind Goff for a year. Totally cool with that. I'm all about it. If that's the route they want to go, good. He will still be here until the quarterback learns a new playbook. Talking about David Blough, for sure. You can root, but dude's not worth 5% of a cap, even when healthy. Or Jeffrey Okudah? Well, if he lives up to his...
That's one of the reasons why you would. If he has another injured season, you could say, well, we've got 2 years left, but he's taking up a lot of the cap as well. So that would come into your thinking. But like you say, Mike, there's there is a list of players this year who, if they don't stay healthy, need to go. We've just had too many injury-prone players over the years. I include Levi in that. I think if Levi has another bad year, I know it's only year 3 of his deal, but you kind of have to accept that it just ain't going to get better. But like you say, this is not us being, I want them all to do well. No more so than Okuda. I just want him to ball out this year because it helps us. It's basically getting like an extra first-round pick this year if he comes back and plays as such. One that you've not had and you weren't expecting. So it's another injection of talent. So I really am hoping for him. And Levi. And even Julian. I hope he plays well and does. I can see what Julian does when he's healthy and consistent. I'm just fed up with him being injured all the time. So, hopefully they all are able to stay healthy and contribute to us.
Hopefully we can get to 100 likes. We're 25 away with 176 in the building. Smash that like button. Let's get boys. To 100. I think it definitely can happen. And, right now, for Jeffrey Okuda, I just want him to stay healthy and be on the field. Remember, Darius Slay is his 3rd year. That's when he really started to take off. So let's give him this year, see what he can do, go from there. I'm going to root for him. I'm rooting him all the way. Get it done. Stay healthy. Get it done. If you don't want to have the 3rd overall pick be a bust, that's a terrible thing. I don't care, the personal feelings. You don't want that to happen. That's not good. We passed on a lot of talent for Okuda. Hopefully he works out. If not, get rid of him. But I want him to work out. What would surprise you more, the Rams are not making the playoffs or the Lions winning a playoff game? What would surprise me more, the Lions winning a playoff game? Rumble, what would surprise you more?
The Lions winning a playoff game while winning the NFC North while no injuries throughout the whole season.
That would
too much to ask for.
The no injuries, that would be the biggest shocker right there. No injuries. What would be the biggest shocker to you there, Anthony?
Probably us winning a playoff game at the minute.
Yeah.
I think we're better. I think we're on the verge of fighting for a wild card spot, but I don't see us over the threshold just yet.
Michael Huck, what is your expectations for Hutchinson? I said this before the season. I expect him to get 10-plus sacks. I could see him getting 12. The guy is an absolute stud on this defensive line. We saw it in training. Well, I saw it in training camp. I'm like, man, this guy's everything that we thought he was. Plus, we seen it in preseason. The guy is a beast, man. He's just relentless. I expect him to be Defensive Rookie of the Year. That's my expectations for him. What about you, Rumble?
Yeah, I'm right there with you, man. I think the guy is he's a proven stud already. I mean, he even in college he broke the record at school, and he's all but came into the league and kind of put those offensive linemen on notice. We saw several good plays with him in the preseason. The guy can hum a tune. He's got some dance moves. Very good, great local product, and I'm so happy that we drafted him. And I can't do nothing but praise the kid at this point, man. And I wish and hope and pray that he is definitely, I hope he gets the Rookie of the Year. He was number 2 in Heisman voting, so I love the kid, man. I can't even say anything more about him.
What's your expectations for him, Anthony?
I expect him to come in and make a difference on this defense. That's what we've drafted him for. You've seen the precedent set by the likes of Nick Bosa and Chase Young in the last few years. Both came in and, were immediate dangers on their defense. They got good production in the first years. I know sort of both of them have slowed down because of injury since, but you've seen what a rookie edge drafted at that position can do to a team. So, I'm not necessarily looking at the stats as much. I would like the stats, but I want people to fear him. I want people to be double teaming him. I want to see him make this difference that makes our defense better, because that's what we've drafted him for. And, as you've seen, players in the past drafted similar position have done it in their first year, so there's no excuse he can't do it in his first year here either. So like I say, I just want to see him make a difference. Doesn't have to be on the stat sheet. I just want to see him make this defense better.
Hashtag FGB, would you want Stafford back with our current roster? No, because I don't think a quarterback's going to take this roster to playoffs and win it. I think we still need help defensively. So what's the point in wasting his talent? That's my thought on this. Any different opinions on there, guys?
No, I think you hit it all. We still need help in the defensive end, man. We have to be able to stop them from scoring unless we put up 70 points a game. Like, I don't know if Stafford has that ability or not, but
I mean, if you'd ask in 12 months, I'd probably say yes, because we probably will have the defensive assets by then, a bit more money in free agency, lots of rookies, hopefully, lots of game time behind them. But I think that also at the same point, I kind of want to put the Stafford era behind us. Because,
yeah, I do too.
You know, it's like the Calvin Johnson eras and the the Calvin Johnson and the Barry Sanders eras. Love them to bits. Are absolutely everything they did here, but it also represents a past which is shorn of winning and shorn of trophies, and you know, we need to move on and create our own future here, and we'll do that either with Goff or we'll do it with a new quarterback in the draft next year. So I kind of feel it's time for the new guy to step up now. Enough of the nostalgia.
Yeah.
We've got to stop living in the past.
Stop living in the past.
Let's look forward to a future. Exactly.
Stop living in the past, man. There's nothing
when you're
we can
looking
do
in the
about
past
it.
and all you see is a few players from your past and you don't see success, you kind of got to move forward. So I want to move forward with Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell, this new team, and hopefully look forward to a period of playoff
grit era,
deep postseason runs,
era.
Maybe a Super Bowl, exactly. So you know, let's start afresh and go again.
I told this fan base we need a backup quarterback. Now we have to wait for a new guy to learn the playbook. We could have drafted Skylar Thompson or Chase Garber, Dolphins and Raiders. Yeah, you've been saying it. You know, everyone said that this draft class was terrible with quarterbacks. Said no, there's talent. There's talent. You just gotta open the eyes a little bit, and hey, that's what happens. You know, and you didn't have to get the guy to replace Jared Goff, but there was talent out there in the 7th round. Skylar Thompson, you could have got him. He would have been really good. We talked about him on the channel multiple times. All the quarterbacks, Desmond Ridder, everybody out there. There was quarterbacks to be had, and now we got a guy, Houston, who we drafted, is not even on the roster. So that was a wasted draft pick. So that's something that we could have had a Skylar Thompson there. Would have had an issue. And it's not it's now you look back and you say it now. No, this was something that we said a million times before. Hashtag Goff change his lead foot. Can he hit the quick slant pass better? I think we know what we have with Jared Goff. I don't think he's going to get insanely better. I don't think he's going to get bad. We know what we got with him. I think you'll see his be better because he's got talent around him this time, but I don't think he's going to come in and completely be a different quarterback. So it's just one of those things.
It's just confidence.
Yeah, confidence.
Yeah. He's a better thrower when he's confident. And this time last year, he was shot of confidence. This year, coming round, you know, they've shown faith in him for the second year. As you say, there's better receivers around him now, more options. I just think his confidence alone, you'll see a guy who's a bit more confident when he comes to his passes and that.
Yeah, I agree. To you guys' point, I think Ben Johnson and him sat down, had a discussion. I think Jared Goff took the C that's on his jersey much more serious this year. He got with his wide receivers, talked to them, started working out, doing individual workouts with them. I think we're going to see a much more confident Jared Goff this year.
What do you think about Will Harris? I personally want him gone. He's one of those guys where you're just waiting for him to be off the roster. I know that for me personally, he's like I wanted Tim Boyle off the roster, and he was the other one on my list. So it looks like I got to deal with him for another year. But hey, as long as Chase Lucas is on this in the cornerback room, I'm happy. If they would have took Will Harris and not had Chase Lucas on there, I'd have been kind of pissed off. I'm not going to lie, because I feel like Chase Lucas has a higher ceiling. So I'm happy from there. I don't know how much we'll see Will Harris. I think at some point Chase Lucas will be getting reps over him because he's just better, personally. I think he's better. Hashtag smash the hole. Yes, it's a Mike raid. Appreciate it. Blame Holmes' mom for the James Houston pick. Damn it.
Ouch.
Damn it, Miss Holmes. What's wrong with you?
Ouch.
He'll probably be on the practice squad. Just expect James Houston to be on the practice squad, just FYI. Let's see. NFL Story wins. Yeah, we already know that. F, the quarterback, they're going to be cut Jefferson soon. I don't know if they're going to cut Jefferson soon. That would require then 3 running backs. I think Jefferson's going to be on this roster. I don't think they're going to go with 3. I don't think so. Is that the block, Anthony, where Chuff bits? I don't know. What's the cap looking like right now? I didn't look at the numbers yet. I'll look tomorrow when maybe they're configured by then. I don't think it's going to be configured by now. So you're just going to have to wait a little bit for them to put it on the cap. I must admit, Brad Holmes left some talent on the table in the draft. Hopefully he finds premium talent in 2023. 100%. Can't argue with that.
Yeah, shout out. Yeah, shout out to you, Raw. Yeah, he definitely did. I think they had some. We heard Dan Campbell say it. There's some guys that they brought in last year who really did what they asked of them last year. That they essentially ended up cutting, or essentially could end up cutting this year. And again, it's we had a lot of injuries last year. This year, credited to Dan and Brad Holmes. They brought in more competition. They brought in guys who are, it's clear cut. Blough's no longer here. There's a couple of guys that are no longer here that were here last year. So kudos to those guys.
For sure.
I don't know. I think you can't grade a draft till 3 years. Yes, you can say you maybe left it on the table, but you've got to wait a couple of years to see whether you did, because a lot of these guys might hit, and then at that point it's like, well, no, actually, we didn't leave a lot of talent on the table. So, it's one of those. It happens every single year. With someone you're going to get value out of, someone you're maybe not going to get too much value out of. But yeah, you've got to wait.
Well, if you pay attention and to do the homework, you can find the talent there. Because personally, I went through it. I'm sure you went through it. A ton of college players, prospects in there. And it's frustrating that some of these guys are doing really good on other teams when you see they'd be a perfect fit here in Detroit. And it really pisses me off when I see that. And it happens every year. And it gets annoying after a while. It really does get annoying. It's like, okay, I'm telling you, like I've watched this guy. He's doing pretty good. Pay attention. And then we go get somebody else that maybe not. And I don't get paid nothing, man. Like nothing like these guys. So, make sure you guys subscribe to that link there. That's Roar the Lions UK. Anthony, tell the folks about your channel.
Oh, sorry, I was miles away. Yeah, you can find us at Roar the Lions UK. We go live on Mondays. We talk about the Detroit Lions. On Wednesdays, we talk about college football. We look forward to the sort of guys coming through for the next draft who might interest Detroit. So yeah, if you want a different view of things, all based Detroit Lions from across the Atlantic, then come check us out. And thanks to everyone who has. A lot of people been coming over, so we appreciate every single one of you who listens to us.
Yeah, and hey, that's the link in the comment section for Roar Lions UK's channel. It's lit. It's fire. They do prospects. Love prospects. He's been a lot right. Regarding Dimitri. Right. A lot. Just a lot. I don't even know if that sounded right, but it was correct.
A lot right. No Brock.
No Brock. No Brock. Also, you got to follow this guy on Twitter. That's Lions Rumble 81. Rumble, Tom, talk about your Twitter handle and why you should have people follow you.
Yeah, again, I'm kind of new to this thing, and thank you to these content creators to the left and right of me. They kind of inspired me to do this. These guys kick butt, and I'm out here just, again, trying to uplift the community. I know we're tired of the mantra of the same old Lions. This culture change and this development of not only the players but the coaches and the front office as well is just something we're gonna have to be positive and patient with. But yeah, Lion Rumble 81 at Twitter, yeah, man, I'm starting to write more. I'm starting to get out here more, and I look forward to continue working with these guys, collabing with them, bouncing ideas off with them, interacting with you guys in the chat, and pushing this community forward. So I appreciate it, as always, Mike and Anthony.
2 likes away from 100. We're at 98.
Let's get it, boys. Let's get it, boys.
Get that, smash that like button like you smash on that. I'm smashing that. Hey, y'all know what I'm talking about? Smash that like button like what you would do there. Let's get to 100 likes. Hashtag FGB. Who do you think will be the worst team this year? Seattle Seahawks. I have them being the first pick in the draft. They're abysmal. Their cheeks, and Chicago's not too far behind them. But who do you got, Anthony?
I think the Bears are genuinely the worst side. I know individually they have some talent with Montgomery, Fields, and Mooney, but when you ain't going to protect him, then, you know, you're going to have issues. And that the only reason they've been relevant the last few years is that defense. It's carried them, completely and utterly carried them, and they've dismantled it this year. So, you know, they're going to have issues staying in a lot of games. And I know they're all hyped up less than, but I think they're in for a very rude awakening.
I've got people laughing about the smash. Rumble.
Yeah, I'm with Anthony and you both, man. I think you could put, you know, the Bears at 1 and the Seahawks at 2, or vice versa. I think that the Bears fans are in for a rude awakening, man. They to Anthony's point, their defense has been keeping them relevant. I don't know who's on their offensive line. I don't know, you know, I don't know who their coach is. I don't know who's calling the plays. I don't see the talent there, and I could be wrong, but I remember the last time we were going through a rebuild. We're a year plus ahead of these guys, and I like our chances this year as far as not being in the basement. So I think the Bears are in for a rude awakening this year.
I'm going to do a sleeper bad team because it's all I've heard is negativity, and that is the New England Patriots. This offense is butt cheeks. It's horrible. And Pat Matricia has destroyed this team on offense. They've been awful. I think they'll be a lot worse than what people think. Maybe they'll be like a 5-win team or something.
I think Belichick retires after this season. I think he brought Patricia back so that he can bow out gracefully. Like, all right, we just don't have the talent here. I got to go.
Hey,
so
he could bow out and give the team to Matt Patricia so he could just implode that bad boy.
Jeez.
Hey, you got Patriots fans up in roars about Pat Matricia. They hate this guy.
We told him. We thought,
welcome to our world. Misery and pain, man. He could be one and done over there. We'll see. Hey, I appreciate everybody hanging out. It's been over an hour. I want to do some research. I know Anthony wants to do some research, and I know Lions Rumble, he wants to do some tweeting. So I appreciate everybody hanging out for the day. Make sure you follow Lion Rumble 81. Make sure you subscribe to Roar of the Lions UK. I'm telling you, man, they're the most underrated channel on YouTube right now regarding Detroit Lions content. It's absolute fire. You may not agree with everything that those guys say, but that's okay because I wouldn't want that. They wouldn't want that. You may not agree with me with pretty much anything I say. That's okay. We're all about having fun and different ideals and growing a community. With that said, folks, adios.
I feel nauseous, believe me. Never had a lot of shit come easy. Had to work hard, struggle just to be me. Had to rise up just so they could see me. Did what I had to do just to feed me. And what was left over I put towards my dreaming. But the only thing in life that has meaning are the things you gotta work for, believe me. Take into your hands a plan. Your own hands can land your own brand. And damn, I feel like no one takes accountability. They want the credibility, convincingly unwilling to put in the hours it takes to get some power. Don't be f***ing sour. Take a cold shower. Scream until you're louder. Work until you're prouder. And f*** all the doubters, they're just your downers. I swear to God they all let me down. I always fought just to wear the crown. I'm off at these fucking clowns who were all taught they deserve an ounce. It's only worth it if you work for it. It's only worth it if you work for it. I won't stop till they hear me now. I won't stop till I wear